Remove the fifth gear synchronizer outer ring. Please pay attention to the installation position. Remove the fifth gear synchronizer cotter. Please pay attention to the installation position. Remove the third and fourth gear synchronizer outer ring. Remove the third and fourth gear synchronizer cotter. Fix the input shaft rear bearing with a special tool. Place the appropriate press tool on the input shaft. Press out the input shaft with a hydraulic press. Remove the input shaft rear bearing. Remove the rear clamp spring with the spring plier. Fix the fifth gear driving gear with a special tool. Press out the input shaft with a hydraulic press. Remove the fifth gear synchronizing gear, the fifth gear synchronizing ring, and the fifth gear driving gear. Remove the fifth gear needle bearing. Remove the gear baffle clamp spring. Remove the gear baffle. Suction steel bolts on both sides with magnetic bar. Remove the fourth gear driving gear. Remove the synchronizing ring and the needle bearing. Remove the clamp spring with a spring plier. Fix the third gear driving gear with a special tool. Press out the input shaft with a hydraulic press. Remove the third and fourth synchronizing gear, the third and fourth synchronizing ring, and the third gear driving gear. Remove the third gear needle bearing. Fix the input shaft front bearing with a special tool. Press out the input shaft with a hydraulic press. Remove the input shaft front bearing. Notes: 1. Make sure that all parts are cleaned before installation. 2. The removed stop rings and pins cannot be reused and must be replaced. 3. Check if the cone bearing and the needle bearing are normal. Replace them if necessary. 4. Check if the gear tooth space, the gear tooth surface, the helical tooth and inner diameter are normal. 5. The operation area must be applied with gear oil before installation. 6. Protections must be conducted when pressing, according to the operation specification manual of the hydraulic press. Press the front bearing into the input shaft with the press. Install the third gear needle bearing. Install the third gear driving gear and the third gear synchronizing ring. Install the third and fourth gear synchronizing gear. Reverse the input shaft. Press the third and fourth gear synchronizing gear into the input shaft with a hydraulic press. Install the front clamp spring onto the input shaft with a spring plier. Install the fourth gear needle bearing. Install the fourth gear synchronizing ring and the fourth gear driving gear. Install the steel balls to the input shaft and install the gear baffle. Install the gear baffle clamp spring. Install the fifth gear needle bearing. Install the fifth gear driving gear and the fifth synchronizing ring. Install the fifth gear synchronizing gear. Reverse the input shaft. Press the fifth gear synchronizing gear into the input shaft with a hydraulic press. Install the rear clamp spring with a spring plier. Install the input shaft rear bearing. Press the input shaft rear bearing into the input shaft with a hydraulic press. Install the fifth gear synchronizer cotter and the fifth gear synchronizer outer ring. Face the smooth surface upward and the convex surface downward when installing the synchronizer outer ring. Install the third and fourth gear synchronizer cotter and the third and fourth gear synchronizer outer ring. Face the smooth surface upward and the convex surface downward when installing the synchronizer outer ring. After installation, check the gears on the input shaft for rotation smoothness. Clearance between the third, fourth, and fifth gear driving gears is 1.35 plus minus 0.39 millimeters.